Before you swipe away, imagine a $2 bill coin or a golden $1 coin from the year 2000 sitting quietly in your wallet, worth more than a brand new car, more than years of savings. This is not fantasy. This is real US money history hiding in plain sight, and most people spend these coins without a second thought. Today, you are about to discover the top 3 most valuable $2 coins and $2001 coins ever found, rare mintages, historic first, shocking mint errors, and coins that turned pocket change into life-changing money. Imagine holding a piece of pure American symbolism, a coin born at the turning of the millennium, a golden-toned treasure that carries the ambition of a new generation and the legacy of centuries. All resting in the palm of your hand, the United States $1 coin of the year 2000, known around the world as the Sacagawea dollar, stands as one of the most captivating and influential modern coins ever released. And its story begins long before the first strike ever met the metal, because this is not just a coin, this is a bold national experiment, a quest to reshape American currency, and a powerful tribute to a woman whose courage changed history. Welcome to Coins, where we unlock the hidden stories buried in the metals that billions of people overlook, where every coin reveals secrets of struggle, ambition, politics, art, and identity, and where the year $2000 coin becomes more than a collectible, more than a shimmering object, more than a simple exchange piece. It becomes a time capsule that captures a nation stepping into a new millennium while honoring a guiding figure from its earliest days of exploration. As you dive into this story, you enter a world where the United States Mint embarked on one of its most ambitious missions to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar, which had struggled to gain acceptance across the country. The Mint needed a new design, a new composition, and a new identity, one that would win the hearts of Americans from coast to coast. And they looked back into the pages of history to find a symbol of trust, strength, and guidance, and they chose Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman whose knowledge, courage, and resilience helped the Lewis and Clark expedition cross unknown lands, carve new routes, and forge new alliances, creating a path that would later shape the growth of a nation. The year $2000 coin was crafted to represent that same feeling of guidance and frontier spirit. It carried a fresh golden color, a smooth edge with infused lettering in later years, and one of the softest, most detailed portraits ever placed on American circulating coinage, the face of Sacagawea holding her infant son Jean-Baptiste, a symbol of family hope and new beginnings. And this was more than artistic design, it was a calculated decision meant to make the coin instantly recognizable from touch alone, because the Mint wanted a coin that felt unique, looked unique, and carried a striking emotional weight that echoed the courage of its inspiration. But the story of this coin goes far deeper than its design. The year $2000 coin launched one of the largest publicity campaigns in the history of U.S. coinage, powered by national ads, school education programs, and even corporate partnerships, like the famous collaboration with the Cheerios cereal brand, which distributed rare prototype coins that would later become some of the most valuable pieces in modern numismatics. And behind this massive push was a monumental challenge: convincing the American public to use dollar coins regularly in everyday life, something the nation had resisted for decades. The creation of this coin also led to revolutionary minting techniques, including advanced laser etching, enhanced sculpting, digital modeling, and carefully engineered alloys that produced the coin's distinctive golden appearance without using actual gold. The Mint wanted a coin that would hold its color through circulation, that would resist tarnish, and that would make the dollar coin feel premium even though its value remained just $1. This demand for durability and beauty gave birth to a new era of precision in coin manufacturing, an era that the Sacagawea dollar pioneered with breathtaking effect. As the year 2000 rolls across the timeline, the world witnesses a coin that enters circulation with thunderous national attention, vending machines adapting, banks preparing, and millions of Americans curious to hold the coin that symbolized a new age. And as these coins spread, they carried stories, myths, controversies, and surprises, from the famous mule errors that paired the Sacagawea reverse with the Washington quarter obverse to the discovery of experimental blankets that found their way out of mint facilities, to the legendary Cheerios dollars with enhanced eagle tail feathers that collectors around the world now prize as holy grails of the Cerise $2,000 coin reflects politics too, because its release sparked debates about national identity, historical representation, the role of indigenous figures on American currency, and the challenge of modernizing physical money in a digital age as electronic payments rose rapidly. The mint faced the monumental task of making Americans care about a coin they did not necessarily need, and yet collectors, historians, educators, and everyday citizens found themselves drawn to the graceful, calm, defiant presence of Sacagawea, whose image carried a message that transcended monetary value, a message of guidance, resilience, and quiet, unstoppable courage. From the moment the first coin was struck to the countless varieties, minting errors, marketing campaigns, public reactions, and worldwide attention that followed, the story of the $2,000 coin becomes a sweeping narrative with roots in centuries of American history and branches that stretch into the present day. It touches art, politics, economics, metallurgy, marketing, national memory, and the ongoing journey of understanding what truly represents a nation on its current side. As the camera rolls and this documentary unfolds, you will journey through every secret, every milestone, and every twist that makes the year 2000 US $1 coin one of the most fascinating numismatic creations of the modern era. This is more than a history. This is a 2-hour deep dive into a coin that tried to change America, a coin that honors a pathfinder, a mother, a survivor, and a symbol of American exploration. This is the story of the golden dollar of the millennium, and it begins right here, right now. Imagine holding a blazing beacon of American power in the palm of your hand, a coin so legendary that it rewrote the very meaning of wealth, beauty, and national identity. Imagine a piece of gold that did not just serve as money but became a symbol of ambition, discovery, conflict, artistry, and the unstoppable rise of the United States. This is the story of the US $20 gold double eagle, a coin born from the fires of the California gold rush, shaped by presidents, dreamers, miners, artists, and lawmakers, a coin whose history stretches from muddy mining camps to the polished halls of the U.S. Mint, from the pockets of railroad tycoons to the secret vaults of collectors. A coin that survived wars, depressions, politics, melting pots, and the test of time as it grew into one of the most iconic pieces of American numismatic heritage. Welcome to Coins, where history breathes and shines through the metal that built a nation. And today we open the vault of one of the greatest stories ever struck in gold. The saga of the double eagle begins in 1848 when whispers of gold in California explode into a nationwide fever and shiploads of fortune seekers rush west, dreaming of instant wealth, transforming a quiet territory into the heart of a revolution. And as gold floods into the country, the government realizes that America needs a powerful new coin, a coin large enough to represent the unimaginable flow of newly discovered treasure, a coin worthy of a growing nation that hungers for strength and stability. And so the idea of a $20 gold piece is born, a monumental denomination unlike anything American pockets had known before. It would take the vision of President Millard Fillmore and the mastery of Chief engraver James B. Longacre bring this new symbol to life, giving birth in 1850 to the first ever double eagle. The Liberty Head design rises from Longacre's hands, with Lady Liberty crowned with stars standing proud over a nation in transition, while the mighty eagle on the reverse spreads its wings in a display of power and promise, marking the dawn of a new era for American currency. As the coin enters circulation, it becomes the treasure of pioneers, sailors, bankers, and global merchants. Traded in ports from New York to Hong Kong, from London to Havana, its shine becomes a statement that America is here to compete, grow, and dominate the world of commerce. And across decades, as the Civil War tears the nation apart, the double eagle becomes a silent witness to victory, reconstruction, and the expansion of industry and opportunity. By the dawn of the 20th century, America stands stronger than ever, and President Theodore Roosevelt dreams of elevating American coinage into Truord refusing to accept what he called lifeless designs, he demands beauty, innovation, and glory, and so begins one of the most legendary collaborations in minting history as master sculptor. Augustus Saint Gaudens transforms the double eagle into a masterpiece in 1907, creating what many call the most beautiful coin ever minted in the United States, the Saint Gaudens double eagle with its radiant liberty striding forward with a torch of enlightenment and an olive branch of peace, and the eagle soaring beneath a rising sun becomes more than money, becomes sculpture, gold, art history, and national pride fused in a single breathtaking strike. Collectors around the world covet it, museums display it, nations envy it, yet even as the coin reaches the height of brilliance, storm clouds gather, the Great Depression devastates the economy, banks collapse, gold becomes a lifeline, and President Franklin D. Roosevelt issues one of the most dramatic orders in monetary history, calling back all circulating gold and halting the minting of gold coins forever. The double eagle era ends in 1933, but its story does not. A final batch of St. Gaudens double eagles struck that fateful year becomes the center of mystery, smuggling legends, courtrooms, and global headlines as they transform into some of the rarest coins on Earth, with a single specimen selling for tens of millions and capturing the imagination of the world today. The double eagle stands not just as a coin, but as a time machine carrying the echoes of gold rush miners, industrial giants, presidents, and artists who shaped the nation. Its value lies not only in $20 of gold, but in the journey of a country that rose from frontier wilderness to world power, and in this to our story we will travel through every turn of its creation, evolution, conflict, beauty, and legacy, exploring the birth of the Liberty Head, the rebirth of American artistry. Through St. Gaudens, the drama of the 1933 ban, the survival of rare specimens, the auction records that shook history, and the collectors still searching for the dream of owning a piece of American immortality. So sit back, open your mind, step into the past, and let the tale of the U.S. $20 gold double eagle unfold as one of the greatest sagas ever minted in shining American gold. As we move deeper into the world of the double eagle, picture the mid-19th century American nation stretching wide with ambition, while waves of immigrants pour through eastern ports chasing dreams of prosperity and the promise of land and opportunity. The $20 gold piece becomes more than a currency, it becomes a symbol of the American dream, a physical weight of confidence carried by bankers, merchants, and explorers. And while paper money still struggles to trust, the double eagle becomes the anchor of faith in financial transactions, its gold content giving reassurance in a rapidly expanding world. Railroads laid down iron pathways across the continent, and the double eagle travels with engineers, captains, merchants, and laborers crossing mountains, deserts, plains, and bustling industrial towns, each coin carrying markings of its journey, scratches from trade counters, dents from satchels, and the faint shine of human hands that passed it along in bustling marketplaces and dusty frontier outposts. And as factories rise and smokestacks fill the sky, the double eagle stands tall as a beacon of stability in an era of rapid transformation. During the Civil War, its role becomes even more significant as gold becomes scarce, hoarded, and protected with a sense of desperation. The mint continues production, but circulation slows as uncertainty grips the nation. Citizens worry that the paper dollars printed to fund the war will crumble in value, and only the shining certainty of gold can restore confidence. So Americans hold their double eagles close, treating them as lifelines. In a time of upheaval after the war ends and the nation heals, the double eagle returns to the forefront of commerce, traveling with entrepreneurs who build the bridges, railroads, factories, and cities that define the new industrial age. The Liberty Head design evolves slowly, its details refined, its relief adjusted, its striking improved to match the needs of a growing economy now bustling with trade from coast to coast, and overseas ships heavy with gold coins travel across the Atlantic to settle international debts and stimulate global markets. And the double eagle becomes known worldwide as a hard currency backed by a rising superpower, an undeniable testament to the strength of the United States By the late 19th century, artistic taste begins shifting as America looks toward the classical beauty of European sculpture and architecture, longing for a national coinage that reflects artistic excellence as much as economic stability, and this dream finds its champion in President Theodore Roosevelt, who refuses to accept what he calls dead coins lacking vitality, depth, or character. He demands that American coinage rise to greatness inspired by the ancient masterpieces of Greece and Rome. And so he summons Augustus Saint Gaudens, one of the greatest sculptors in the nation, to transform the double eagle into something transcendent. Saint Gaudens studies liberty not as a static face, but as a living figure in motion, a goddess of freedom and hope stepping forward across time and nation, leading America toward the future. He imagines her with flowing robes, powerful stance, and a torch raised high, illuminating the path of progress, and an olive branch symbolizing peace, and on the reverse, he envisions a soaring eagle gliding over the rising sun, a symbol of strength, ambition, and the dawn of a new age. The collaboration between Roosevelt and Saint Gaudens becomes a turning point in American numismatic history, and when the first Saint Gaudens double eagles appear in 1907, collectors, dealers, and artists are stunned. The coin is a masterpiece, sculptural and bold, bursting with energy and breathtaking detail, carrying the essence of the American spirit within its golden surface. But the first high-relief versions proved difficult for the mint to strike, forcing Roosevelt and Saint Gaudens to accept a lower relief version for mass production. Even so, the design remains one of the most celebrated in the history of world coinage, and its beauty becomes legendary, inspiring generations of artists, historians, and collectors. The story darkens once again with the arrival of the Great Depression. Banks struggle, businesses fail, unemployment rises, and the nation trembles under financial collapse. Americans rush to withdraw gold, hoping to protect their savings. But the government faces a terrifying prospect, a complete drain of the nation's gold reserves that threatens to destroy economic stability. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt steps in with bold, sweeping actions, issuing Executive Order 6102, which demands that all citizens surrender their gold coins and bullion to the Treasury, bringing the age of gold coin circulation to a dramatic halt. The double eagle instantly transforms from a circulating emblem of wealth into a forbidden relic, no longer legal to hold or trade except in rare collectible exemptions. Minting stops. Imagine holding a coin that carries not just the value of $1, but the heartbeat of a people, a legacy that began long before the United States existed, a story that stretches back centuries through struggle, triumph, innovation, and deep cultural roots. Imagine a coin that is small enough to fit in your hand, yet powerful enough to honor an entire civilization and reshape the way Americans look at their own history. This is the story of the 2009 Native American $1 coin, a shining, golden piece that does far more than circulate. It educates, it remembers, it honors, and it connects us to the earliest chapters of the land we walk on. Welcome to Coins, the place where history breathes through metal, and every coin tells a story worth more than money. Today, we travel into the world of the 2009 Native American $1 coin, a coin that changed what a US dollar could represent, a coin born from a bold act of Congress, a coin designed to highlight the achievements of Native Americans whose contributions had too often been lost, overshadowed, or untold. When people think of dollar coins, many imagine the Sacagawea dollar, released in 2000. But the 2009 Native American $1 coin marked a powerful transformation for the series. The law behind it, the Native American $1 Coin Act, required that starting in 2009, each new coin would feature Sacagawea on the obverse, keeping her honored place in U.S. coinage, while the reverse would change every year, showcasing a different Native American contribution to the country. This idea was revolutionary. It meant the dollar coin would no longer be static or simply commemorative. This coin would become an annual reminder of the deep historical impact Native peoples had on agriculture, government, language, communication, trade, exploration, and culture. The 2009 issue launched this historic program, and the theme chosen was agriculture, specifically honoring the remarkable achievements of Native Americans in agriculture that shaped the continent long before European settlers arrived. Crops like maize, beans, and squash, also known as the Three Sisters, formed the backbone of agricultural societies across North America. These crops were not random, they were a masterwork of ecological engineering planted together because each plant supported the others. The design on the coin captured this genius: a woman planting seeds in a field with young corn, beans, and squash growing all around. This imagery symbolized knowledge, sustainability, connection to land, and the precious passing of tradition from generation to generation. The concept and artwork were carefully developed through extensive consultation with Native American leaders, organizations, historians, and artists, because the goal was not just to mint a coin, but to do justice to the story behind it. The obverse remained the iconic image of Sacagawea, the young Shoshone woman who guided Lewis and Clark, her calm, steady gaze, and her infant son Jean-Baptiste resting on her back represent courage, intelligence, and the often unacknowledged role of Native American women in shaping American exploration. Her image in 2009 stayed almost the same, but the coin gained a new inscription, adding the date and the mint mark to the edge rather than the face. This gave more room for the yearly changing reverse design and created a unique feel in the hand. The reverse design, the agriculture theme depicted by the planting scene, was artistically crafted by designer Norman E. Namath. The image has a storytelling quality. You can feel the motion of the woman bending to sow seeds. You can sense the soil being turned and the life it will bring forth. The sun in the background, the gentle curve of the land, and the arrangement of the crops all connect visually to Native traditions of balance and harmony. The inscriptions on the reverse, United States of America, and $1 were laid subtly across the design, preserving the natural flow of the scene rather than interrupting. The coin was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, though Philadelphia and Denver produced business strike coins meant for circulation, while San Francisco produced proof coins for collectors. The business strike coins used the same manganese brass outer layer that gives the dollar coin its golden color, a combination of copper, zinc, manganese, and nickel, designed to be durable yet visually distinctive. Even though dollar coins rarely circulate heavily in everyday commerce, Native American series remains important to collectors, educators, and historians because each year tells a new chapter of an American story that is too often left out. To create a 2-hour documentary, you would explore not only the design and minting of the coin, but also the rich historical background that inspired it. You would dive into Native agricultural innovation, explaining how the Three Sisters method worked, how indigenous farmers adapted growing techniques to different climates across North America, how ancient trade routes spread seeds, knowledge, and farming tools, and how these crops later sustained European settlers who would not have survived without Native expertise. You would explore the political journey that made the 2009 coin possible, including the push from Native communities for better representation, the legislative process behind the Native American $1 Coin Act, and the debates within the U.S. Mint over how to create a coin series that honored Native achievements respectfully and accurately. You would expand into the story of Sacagawea herself, separating myth from fact, showing the real young woman behind the legends, highlighting her linguistic skills, her bravery in protecting the expedition journals and instruments, her diplomatic importance, and the fact that she was a mother while helping lead one of the most important explorations in American history. Then you would circle back to 2009, exploring the minting process, how dies are created, how blanks are prepared, how the presses strike each coin with tens of tons of pressure, how edges are lettered, how proof coins differ from circulation coins, and how finished coins are inspected, packaged, and released to collectors and to Federal Reserve vaults. You would explore the symbolism behind every detail of the 2009 design, explaining why agriculture was chosen, how the image reflects indigenous philosophies, how the Three Sisters combination represents more than crops, it represents unity, survival, and generational knowledge, you could include interviews with historians, tribal leaders, botanists, agricultural scientists, numismatists, and artists, each offering insight on why the 2009 Native American dollar coin is far more than a piece of currency. It is a cultural ambassador, a reminder, a teacher, and a tribute to civilizations that shaped the land long before the United States existed. As your video progresses, you could dive deeper into the wider series exploring how the 2009 coin set the tone for the years that followed, the governance contributions of the Haudenosaunee, the trade routes, the military service of Native peoples, the written language, the code talkers, the innovations in water and environmental stewardship. All these stories that came after were made possible by the foundation laid in 2009, the year the series truly began. This coin offers endless narrative paths, including how native agriculture supported tens of millions of people before European contact, how ancient techniques like mound building, irrigation systems, seed preservation, and seasonal rotation became models for modern sustainable farming, how native plant knowledge influenced medicine, food science, and ecology today. You could even explore the cultural revival happening now as indigenous communities reclaim traditional foods, restore ancient crops, replant ancestral fields, and teach younger generations about the deep connections between identity and agriculture. The 2009 coin becomes the doorway to all these stories, making it perfect for a rich, immersive 2-hour documentary that captivates viewers who love coins, history, heritage, and storytelling. So if you are ready to reveal the roots of America before America, if you are ready to tell the story of a coin that honors the first farmers, scientists, and caretakers of the land, then the 2009 Native American $1 coin is your gateway. It is more than currency, more than metal, more than a collectible. It is a living narrative struck in gold, and it waits for storytellers like you to bring it to life through every minute of your video script. Welcome to Coins, where every coin has a story, and this one carries the story of a nation long before the nation began.